The small apartment, filled with the warmth of a shared meal, became a sanctuary from the harsh world outside. Damon watched Abigail. The small apartment, filled with the warmth of a shared meal, became a sanctuary from the harsh world outside. Damon watched Abigail, a mix of admiration and newfound affection lighting his face.
Why do you keep staring at me like that? Do you think I'm beautiful?
Yes, you are.
I just want you to know that you didn't keep me for nothing. I'll make sure you won't regret it. Come on, let me feed you. Your heart is beating fast. I'll get the dishes.
Caught in a moment of closeness, neither of them wanted to break the spell, but reality intruded as Abigail stood to clear the dishes, her form a silhouette of grace.
Take your time.
As Damon's gaze follows her to the kitchen, admiring her ease and the comfortable silence between them, his phone breaks the calm. Damon's hand hesitated for a moment before he picked it up. The outside world was calling him back. With a reluctant glance at Abigail's retreating figure, he answered the phone.
This is Damon.
The quiet evening is suddenly shattered by the urgency of the call. Faith's voice, usually composed, now carried a mix of hope and desperation that resonated with Damon.
Mrs. Adderley, what's the matter?
Damon, can you come to the hospital? The doctor said that Tiffany can be cured, but they need a foreign team. They've dealt with situations like Tiffany's before, but...
Mrs. Adderley, if there's anything wrong, just tell me.
Damon, I just called them. They said they are 80% sure that they can cure Tiffany. It's a medical team in France. They've won prizes and were even nominated for the Nobel Prize last year, but...
Do you need money? It's okay, just tell me how much. I'll transfer it to you right away.
No, it's not money. Those foreign experts don't see patients just for money. Everyone has to make an appointment in advance, and the soonest appointment will be in 3 months.
Damon's mind raced as Faith spoke. 3 months was a lifetime in medical urgency, and Tiffany's situation couldn't wait.
I'll handle it.
Fortunately, we have Damon. Otherwise, I really don't know what we would have done.
You think too highly of Damon. You may be giving the boy too much credit.
For Damon, the mission was clear. Tiffany's life hung in the balance, and he was not one to back down from a challenge. With each step he took, each decision he made, Damon was not just fighting for Tiffany's life. He was battling against time itself. The air was thick with the weight of unfolding revelations, each one adding a layer of complexity to Damon's already daunting challenge. Johnson, knowing the reputation of Dr. Murray Hoffman, couldn't help but feel a pang of helplessness. Dr. Murray's credentials were impeccable, his commitment to medicine unswayed by royalty or wealth. He was in Andover Province at the behest of Theodore, tied to a research project that held the potential to change lives.
Sir, it's not easy to deal with a matter of this nature.
What's wrong?
Theodore has returned to the Hamilton family. It was the Hamilton family who came to pick him up. And that's not all. Sir, Dr. Murray was on Theodore's team when he was abroad. Theodore's adopted father, Santino, was the one who sponsored the medical team. Dr. Murray was a good helper behind Theodore. I don't know if it's true that Dr. Murray can cure Tiffany. If it's true, and he's the only one who can cure Tiffany, this matter could be very hard to deal with.
Let me ask around, see if I can find something to work with.
The room felt smaller somehow, as the weight of Damon's dilemma filled the space. Abigail, fresh from the shower, noticed the distress etched deeply across Damon's features.
What's wrong? Can I help you with anything?
No, you can't help with this.
If there's anything I can do, just tell me.
Her offer hung in the air, sincere yet unattainable. Damon's mind was already racing through his options. Theodore, now backed by the Hamilton family, was out of reach. His loyalties undoubtedly shifted.
If I can't convince Theodore, Murray is out of the question. I have to call Joyce. Joyce, I need your help. It's about Tiffany and Dr. Murray.
Wow. Mr. Hemsworth is looking for me. Well, isn't this new?
I think you should know, shouldn't you?
What do you mean?
After Theodore regained his power, the first person he found was not me. It must be you.
He did look for me. I didn't expect that Theodore was the son of the Hamilton family. His father also called me before and said that as long as Theodore could inherit the power of the Serafino family in Andover province, the Hamilton family would be willing to help. There is still a huge gap between people and people. I advise you'd better not participate in the affairs of the Hamilton family. By the way, there will be a charity party for the Hamilton family tomorrow night. If the Hamilton family invites you, you must not go.
Why can't I go? You think I can't afford to donate money?
It's up to you. I've said so much. As for Dr. Murray, I can help you to ask him. But if Theodore doesn't ask him for help, he won't help. Over the years, a quarter of Theodore's property had been given to Dr. Murray for scientific research.
It's because you, Miss Mellons, are afraid that I will suffer losses?
What did you just call me?
Miss Mellons.
Damon, you'd better wait for death. It's better if you lose the right to inheritance completely.
The line went dead, but the silence is short-lived. Another call beckoned, its timing almost too coincidental. The caller ID flashed. Agape Charity.
This night just keeps getting better.
The invitation was straightforward, a cordial request wrapped in layers of unstated implications. Damon knew the layers well. The charity party was just the surface.
Mr. Hemsworth, we want to invite you to the charity party tomorrow night. Do you have time tomorrow?
Of course I have time. I'd love to attend.
We would love to have you.
Across town, in a room rich with the scent of old money and deeper secrets, Theodore stood by the fireplace, a cold smile playing on his lips as he overheard the butler's end of the conversation.
Did he really dare to come?
Ha ha ha, sir. I have to say that he is an arrogant guy. What does he think the Hamilton family is?
I'm going to make him pay me back tenfold at the charity party.
The silence that fell after the phone call was thick, suffused with the weight of Damon's unspoken thoughts. Abigail, sensitive to the shift in his demeanor, approached cautiously.
Are you okay?
It was from the Agape charity.
To be honest, the Agape Charity is a big charity, and it's a famous organization here in Andover province. Every year, the money they donate is at least a few $100 million. They have a good reputation, but they're also very powerful.
No, they're not that kind.
Why did they invite you to donate?
Theodore has already returned to the Hamilton family, so it is not that easy to deal with him, and he has Dr. Murray in his hand.
Don't think about it anymore. You can rest for a while. Things will work out in the end, okay? Here, let me give you a little massage. It'll help you feel better.
Thanks, Abigail.
Under the gentle ministrations of Abigail's hands, Damon's eyelids grew heavy. The problems of the world, the weight of his responsibilities, seemed to lighten just enough to allow him a moment of respite. Soon enough, morning light filtered through the curtains of Abigail's modest living room, casting a soft glow on the figure of Damon as he steered from sleep. The previous night's troubles momentarily forgotten, he reached for the familiar weight of his phone.
What's going on now?
On the other end, Thomas's voice is tinged with urgency, a sharp contrast to the peaceful morning.
Sir, where have you been? I've been trying to reach you for hours.
I fell asleep last night. What's wrong?
Sir, Theodore called me last night. He wants to make a deal. He said if you're willing to donate all the money to the Agape charity, he can ensure Dr. Murray treats Tiffany and continues until she gets better. On top of that, he wants you to give up the position of the inheritor in front of Joyce at the charity party.
Is that all?
Yes, sir. Joyce was the first to be invited by the Hamilton family to the party. Even she doesn't seem to have a choice in this. Everyone's hands are tied.
Joyce, the linchpin in the power dynamics of Andover Province, also caught in the web of Theodore's designs. The realization that even she was maneuvered into compliance painted a stark picture of Theodore's newly acquired power.
I need to think about this. Any suggestions?
Yes, I have a suggestion, but I know you won't agree.
Any other suggestions?
In the Serafino family, there is a secret order. As the heir, even if the inheritance fails, you can get a chance to be supported unconditionally by the family. However, it means you really lose the inheritance.
That's not an option. How much money do we have?
Sir, your current circulating fund is 200 million.
That's not enough. Let's use the name of the McAllister Club to raise as much money as possible before nightfall.
Sir, pardon my asking, but are you trying to test the loyalty of the McAllister Club?
That's part of it. On the other hand, I really need the money.
How much do we need?
The more, the better. There's no limit. We're playing at high stakes, Thomas. Make sure everyone understands that.
The city center of Hillwood buzzed with the energy of commerce, and whispers of power plays hidden behind the facade of skyscrapers. Damon stepped into the special building, his mind already cycling through strategies and scenarios for the evening. Justin hurried out to meet him immediately. He arrived.
I'll go with you tonight.
No, I'm just going to make a donation. They won't do anything to me.
This is what we managed to gather about the Hamilton's family's capital movements. The connections, they're extensive.
No wonder they're so powerful.
Which is exactly why I should be there tonight. You're walking into a den of lions.
Justin, I appreciate it, but your presence might escalate things unnecessarily. I need to play this low-key. They expect a donor, not a threat.
The Agape charity event was a dazzling affair, the entrance lit by the soft glow of evening lights and the flash of cameras. The arrival of high-profile guests added an air of expectancy. As Joyce's car came to a smooth stop, the immediate arrival of Damon's car behind hers set the stage for their inevitable interaction. With a mischievous press of the horn, Damon announced his presence.
You...
Miss Mellons, we meet again.
I told you not to come, and you still come to get yourself killed.
I just wanted to join in the fun. What's the problem with that?
His response, light and dismissive, only added to the tension between them. Damon's eyes, however, told a different story, a glint of calculation and an awareness of the stakes at play.
Be careful, Damon. This isn't just about charity or social climbing. You're walking into a lion's den.
Sometimes you have to walk into the den to find out how many lions you're up against.
As the opulence of the charity event unfolded before them, the arrival of Naomi's car added an unexpected layer to the evening's drama. Joyce, ever keen to find an edge over Damon, didn't miss a beat.
Why? Your girlfriend also came. Logically speaking, she should not be qualified to be invited. Flowers? I wonder who they're for. Maybe your little girlfriend. I'm just worried that someone here will be cuckolded.
Seriously, what are all these roses about?
Maybe it's for your fiancé, right? If you need help, you can beg me later.
I don't need to beg, Joyce, but thanks for the offer.
As Damon stepped into the grand hall, the weight of the evening's expectations hung heavy around him. The roses, the whispered speculations, and the sharp barbs from Joyce were just the beginning. Tonight, the charity party would be more than a simple gathering. It would be a stage for power plays and hidden agendas. The grand hall of the charity party was alight with the glittering elite of Andover Province, each greeting carrying the weight of alliances and old money. Damon entered, his gaze cutting through the crowd, to find Theodore, who stood receiving accolades with a polished yet hollow smile.
Mr. Hamilton, how have you been?
You are so young, but you can get to know Mr. Hamilton. I'm sure you will have a bright future.
Sir, we're prepared.
How much did you raise?
A total of 30 billion.
It's not enough yet. Take out a $5 billion bank loan in my name. Later, I'll borrow $2 billion from Joyce. Let's make it up to $20 billion.
That's too much money. What are you going to do with all that?
Donate some of it to the Hamilton family. If they want me to play, I'll gladly play, and I will not show any mercy.
Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more great content. Click the notification bell so you never miss an update.